Yo, what's up guys? It's your Davos fanboy here.
Fewer.
So we're closing in on the end and we're all brainstorming things like who will die in Season 8? Do the White Walkers have a purpose and how will it end? But let's go a step further. What do you think the very last scene of the show will be? Some people think it will end with something like a shot of survivors of the Great War, followed by an image of White Walkers up in the lands of always winter. Dun dun dun, roll credits. That doesn't feel right though. A Song of Ice and Fire is a story of stories. The blades on the astrolabe, they tell stories. One blade depicts Aegon's conquest, another, Robert's rebellion. We are watching what may eventually become a new blade, the events after Robert's rebellion. So the most popular theory is that the final scene will be Sam reading a book to baby Sam, and that book will be called A Song of Ice and Fire. I like that concept, but let's take it a step further. The final scene should tribute more than just the Sams, and I got an idea. It revolves around one of the saddest themes in the story, the death of children.
The butcher's boy. You rode him down. He ran. Not very fast.
Theon was given to the Starks as a penalty for the Greyjoy Rebellion, his father's crime.
Milady's whereabouts.
Milady?
Your loyalty to your captors is touching.
And when he finally went home, his dad was a douche. Tyrion was basically disowned by his own sister and his father from day one.
And I would let myself be consumed by maggots before mocking the family name and making you heir to Casterly Rock.
Why?
You who killed your mother to come into the world.
You're funny. You've always been funny. But none of your jokes will ever match the first one, will they? You remember, back when you ripped my mother open on your way out of her and she bled to death.
You are an ill-made, spiteful little creature, full of envy, lust, and low cunning. Men's laws give you the right to bear my name and display my colours, since I cannot prove that you are not mine. And to teach me humility, the gods have condemned me to watch you waddle about, wearing that proud lion that was my father's sigil and his father's before him.
Brienne was abused her entire childhood for being huge, for not being a lady, for being different.
I did next to nothing.
Too hard on yourself, my lady.
I'm not a... Thank you, Podrick.
Aside from Maester Crescent, Stannis got no love as a kid, and look what happened to him. Thoros and Melisandre were sold to the Red Temple as children. Gendry was sold to Melisandre. Bran was crippled and has basically died now. All alone, Arya watched her father get executed among so much more. Sansa was abused left and right, over and over.
I'm counting the days until the fighting's done, and I can pledge my love to the king in sight of the gods.
Is Joffrey going to kill Sansa's brother?
He might. Do you like that?
No, I don't think so.
None of them had a chance to be kids. Their childhood was stolen, taken away from them, destroyed. And they were the lucky ones.
I loved that girl, like she was my own.
Gendry's half-siblings, babies, were murdered. Joffrey was murdered, Myrcella was murdered, Rickon was murdered. Tommen took his own life, and Shireen.
She was good, she was kind, and you killed her!
In the books, this theme is given a shout-out in Daenerys' very first chapter, and keep in mind, the show ages her up a bit. When we first meet her in the book, she's just a teenager. As a babe, she was shipped off to Braavos, to a house with a big red door, but her and Viserys were put out once they ran out of money. They fled to Myr, to Tyrosh, to Qohor, Volantis, and Lys, never staying long in one place out of fear of an assassin, and she was just a kid. They would get it all back someday, her brother would promise her. The jewels, the silks, Dragonstone and King's Landing, the Iron Throne and the Seven Kingdoms, everything that was taken from them. But all Dany wanted back was the big house with the red door, the lemon tree outside her window, and the childhood she had never known.
I want you to leave.
If I told you to murder an infant girl, say, still at her mother's breast, would you do it without question?
Without question? No. I'll ask how much.
So a very satisfying ending would be a tribute to this theme in the form of a montage. We can include Sam reading A Song of Ice and Fire to baby Sam, and we may also get shots of new couples that may have children someday. Or in the case of Bran and Jaime, Sapphire lion cubs.
The Kingslayer! Jaime. My name's Jaime.
We may get clips of lovebirds who can't have kids, but couples who serve as great role models for the kids of the world. And we could get shots of child lords, if they survive. But the seeds of the story started thousands of years prior with guess who? The children. The children of the forest, otherwise known as those who sing the Song of Earth, the singers. They inhabited the world long before men came around. But men came around, warred them, all but killed them, and after the Hold the Door episode, all the singers have been killed. Their final song was a sad one, but it has been sung. But the story might come full circle in the final scene of Season 8, ending with a much brighter song. The children of the forest went out as heroes, empowering and protecting Bran so that he could help in the wars to come. For who? For the children of today, the children of tomorrow, the children not yet born. But here's the icing on the cake. Let's pretend Dany and Jon both die. Jon at war or as a sacrifice, Dany in childbirth, just like her own mother, Tyrion's mother, and Jon's mother. Jon and Dany's songs might end before the curtain closes, but their songs will live on in their child. And it would be incredible if one of the final shots is Jaime taking care of that child. Hear me out. Sir Davos the Onion Knight has made and would make an incredible father figure for any child. But Jaime had that legendary fever dream in the books. In that dream, Rhaegar, Arthur Dayne, and other Kingsguard chastised Jaime for failing to protect Rhaegar's children from Tywin's dog, the Mountain. So how awesome would it be if Jaime not only protects Rhaegar's last son, Jon Snow, early in Season 8, but spends the rest of his life protecting and, more importantly, loving and nurturing Rhaegar's grandchild, Jon and Dany's child. And I definitely won't complain if the final child montage sneaks in a shot of some dragon eggs. Roll credits.
It's too late.
Never too late to come back.